and lower prices for Americans through strong action in the Congress. But we need to do so much more. The kitchen table concerns of America's working families are tangible, they are ongoing, and we need to address them.
The enhanced child tax credit payments were big news in 2021 as eligible families in the United States received more than 200 million advance payments that went to roughly 61 million children. But friends, everybody, there are many programs that many Americans missed out, and many people missed out on even more relief money. But here's what you need to know about this. The program, the Child Independent Care Credit, has been around since the 1970s.
Over the kitchen table, people have to decide, are they going to pay for food, for rent, for education, for credit card bills, whatever their needs are, the same needs that keep them up at night.
So it's not exactly new. It was launched to help working parents offset the cost of daycare, after-school programs, and summer camps. In the years since, the credit has mostly lagged well behind inflation. But the good news, everybody, is that it changed in 2021, when the American Rescue Plan increased the amount of money that parents can claim on their tax returns for child care expenses. The plan also made the child care and dependent care credit fully refundable, meaning that if the credit fully exceeds what you owe the IRS, you'll get a difference in your tax refund. And according to CBS News, this year's parents can get a child and dependent care credit worth as much as $8,000, which is nearly 4 times the previous limit of $2,100. Under this expanded format, families can claim a credit worth 50% of their child care cost, with a limit of up to $16,000 for 2 or more kids. This means families with 2 kids who spent at least $16,000 on daycare in 2021 can get a maximum credit of $8,000 back when they file their tax returns. Previously, everybody, parents could only claim 35% on up to $66,000 in child care expenses for 2 kids. That's for a maximum tax credit of $2,100. Qualifying expenses include care provided inside or outside the home, though you have to provide the name of the care provider. Before school and after school programs are eligible as well. And one thing to note, everybody, is according to the Labor Department new report today, inflation grew worse in February amid the escalating crisis around the globe. The Consumer Price Index, which measures a wide-ranging basket of goods and services, increased 7.9% in the past 12 months. That's a fresh 40-year high. Now, the February acceleration was the fastest pace since 1982 of January, back when the U.S. economy confronted the threat of higher inflation and reduced economic growth. So energy was also at the forefront of ballooning prices, and it's up 3.5% for February and accounting for about 1/3 of the headline again. So everybody, it makes more sense for President Biden to definitely send out more stimulus checks this year. If you guys agree, tell me in the comments down below.
We're going to hear from shortly. And here at the White House with Jennifer Granholm, our former governor and energy secretary, Gina McCarthy, the National Climate Advisor, and Kathleen Hicks, the Deputy Secretary of Defense. And we're here to make an announcement that sounds a little complex on the surface, but really it's about something quite simple.
So, Democratic lawmakers in the Senate, including Chuck Schumer, have finally come up with a new plan to gain support from Senate Democrat Manchin on President Biden's bills. And it has been confirmed that a payment of $1,800 will be sent out to people this year. And remember, folks, the whole goal of this channel is to provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. I want every member of my community to receive the much-needed stimulus check that everyone needs. So we all know that Congress must get President Biden's bill passed before the midterm elections, and Democratic lawmakers are starting to blame each other for the slow negotiations. There are several Democrats that are frustrated with Chuck Schumer, but Chuck Schumer is now talking with the chief of staff of the White House to finally get massive spending bills passed and the climate agenda approved as well. According to CNN, both people are working together to gain more support from all lawmakers in Congress, including progressives and moderate Democrats like Manchin. Chuck Schumer and Senator Ron Klain have doubled down on a new strategy, which is really great news. They have said that they are speaking to progressive lawmakers several times a day to lock in their support for Biden's agenda. But there have been big developments over the past few weeks. During a Zoom call with the 4 Democratic senators who've been main proponents of extending the child tax credit, the chief of staff insisted that the administration was still fighting for it to remain in a salvaged version of the spending bill. Biden said publicly at a press conference that extending the child tax credit is still his top priority. And the good news, everybody, is that there's still money left to be claimed for the expanded child tax credit. So though monthly expanded child tax credit payments were sent out in December, the 2022 tax season will deliver the rest of the child tax credit money to eligible people with their 2021 tax refunds. Families who are eligible for the child tax credit will receive at least half of their total money with this year's tax refund. This means people can receive $1,800 per child under 6 to, or even $1,000 per child under age 6 to 17. But a big thing to remember is that some will receive more than others.
The decision as to what to pay for. So we must continue to lower costs, increase jobs, increased pay. What else was I going to tell you? But, in that regard, we have to address the Putin price hike, gas hike. It has, since he started amassing troops earlier this year, the price at the pump has gone up 75 cents. We're doing everything we can to minimize the Putin price hike at home. The White House announced the release of 90 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. We call on industry to boost production and stop hoarding profits. Oil prices are down. Oil prices are down, but the price of oil goes up, the price of gasoline goes up. When the price of oil goes down, the price of gasoline does not necessarily go down. This is not right. It's not fair. And again, we want to say, there are 6,000 permits out there where people could drill, where industry can drill, so they don't need to be upending our initiatives to save the planet from the climate crisis. If they want to drill, they have places to drill. Use it or lose it. Let somebody else drill there. We had passed a bill last week on banning Russian oil. That's still a work in progress because in the meantime, as we were discussing that, the president issued an executive order. So the question is what needs to be done in addition to that. As I mentioned at the start, and as you well know, today is St. Patrick's Day. Last night I had the privilege of sitting with the Taoiseach at a dinner, the Friends of Ireland dinner, at which I was had the honor of giving him an award, an International Leadership Award, on behalf of the Friends of Ireland and on behalf of our members of Congress. Right before I was supposed to give him the award, the Taoiseach left the table, and then I was told that the ambassador would be accepting the award on his behalf and giving his speech. So we're very, very sad that on St. Patrick's Day, the Taoiseach has this diagnosis, and also the luncheon that we would be having today. We won't be able to have the benefit of the honor of his presence.